What's going on, everybody? American Football Network here with another video today. And today we're bringing you guys our first episode of Linc's Locks. We got our college football week 6 locks for you today. But before we get started, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Comment those thoughts and opinions down below. Help me reach that goal of 700 subscribers by the end of October. Check out the description for links to our shop, podcast, website, Patreon page, and our college football roundup channel. Also, for you guys who like sports betting, DFS, then check out Parlay Play. We got a link down in the description where you can sign up and join today to receive a 100% deposit match on your first deposit, as well as $5 of free play for Thursday Night Football tonight. So check that out. They offer the best picks in the industry. Check out Parlay Play. We got a link in the description. Should be at the top. Check it out and thank me later. But let's go ahead and get started with our picks for today's games, or for this week's games. So our first pick, we built a little 6-leg parlay for you here. Oregon over 37.5 points versus Michigan State. Oregon comes in averaging 36 points per game. But the biggest thing for me in this one is Michigan State has turned the ball over 13 times in 5 games. When you have a team as talented as Oregon and you're turning the football over, Oregon's going to go put points on the board. They're going to turn those into points. Oregon also doing a very good job of taking care of the football and not turning it over. I just don't see this Michigan State offense being able to do much. I think Oregon's going to be able to pilot on them and blow them out. So that is the first leg. Second leg of this one, we go to the ACC. Some Saturday action. I believe this game kicks off at noon. This is going to be Pitt versus North Carolina. As you see there on the screen, we have Pitt -3. We used BetUS for the odds. ESPN has Pitt -2.5, -3, basically the same thing. When I look at this game, Pitt comes in. They have the 35th run defense in the country, only allowing 2.81 yards a carry and 110 yards a game. UNC, their offense runs through Amari and Hampton. In the quarterback run game as well. So that is where North Carolina's offense really comes from. I think Pitt is going to be able to do a nice job of stopping that. But on the flip side, too, I think North Carolina's defense is pretty bad. You look, Pitt brings the 7th best passing offense into this game, 330 yards a game through the air for the Panthers, 7th in the country. North Carolina's pass defense sits ranked 94th in the country. So I think that Pitt is going to be able to move the football offensively. I think they're going to be able to pass the ball. And I think that Pitt is going to have a pretty solid day in stopping Amari and Hampton. Obviously, he's still going to rush for some yards. He's still going to break a big one or two off. But I think that Pitt, for the most part, is going to be able to stop that run game and really contain them. I think that Pitt is able to get the win on the road in Chapel Hill. Now, moving on, we're staying in the SEC. We got Clemson versus Florida State. I have Clemson -15 in this one. I think they cover the spread in this game. You look, DJ is going to be out for Florida State. Brock Glenn is going to fill in. You look at what the guy did last year. He's not very good. They didn't have any offense under him. They haven't had any offense at all season. When you look at this game too, Clemson has really been rolling the last 2 or 3 games. Went up 35-0 on App State in the first quarter. Went up 28-0 on NC State in the first quarter. We're up 10-0 on Stanford in the first quarter. They've come out and they've dominated teams in the first quarter. I could see Clemson easily up 28-0 here in the first quarter in this game. And they're not going to be a team that lets Florida State get back in it. That's not going to happen. Dabo wasn't very pleased with what happened in the second half against NC State. The backups letting them score, especially in the fourth quarter, and make that game look a little bit closer than it actually was. He wasn't happy about that. Not only that, but you just look at everything that's gone on between Clemson and Florida State. This is a revenge game for the Tigers. They should have won last year. They're going to come in and they're looking for blood. They're going to kill Florida State on the road this week. You can pretty much guarantee it. Next up, again, another ACC matchup. This one will be the 10:30 game on Saturday. College game day will be there. Miami and Cal. I have Miami covering the 10-point spread in this game. I just think, Jaden Ott is questionable in this game for Cal. You look, Thomas has been a solid running back option for them, but they don't have a whole lot through the passing game. And that's what concerns me is that they don't have a whole lot through the passing game. I think that Miami's going to be able to sell out on the run. And I think that that's going to be a big key in stopping this Cal team is that Miami's going to know the run's coming. Against Virginia Tech last week, they ran for a lot of yards. One, you can guarantee Miami's not going to let that happen again. But two, Virginia Tech was also had some serious threats through the passing game and had some big plays through the air. I just don't see Cal being able to hit those. I think Miami will be able to sell out on the run, contain this offense. I think that the offense for Miami is also going to be fired up after a close call last week. I think they're going to come out and blow Cal out of the water. Now, as we go to our next matchup, we're going to the Big Ten, and we're actually going to stay in the Big Ten for the last two. I have Nebraska covering the 7-point spread at home against Rutgers. I just think that this team for Nebraska, they're just playing good football. I think they're going to find a way to win. It's going to be by about a touchdown, maybe a little bit more. They're just going to find a way to win. Now, this is two solid teams going at it against each other. But I think, you see there the running back for Rutgers, 97 carries, close to 600 yards, 6 touchdowns. I think Nebraska is going to be able to limit him pretty well. I think they're going to be the more physical team in the football game. And I think that is why Nebraska will pull away and win by 7. Now, scrolling down, just one game, it lands my last pick. I have Michigan plus 2.5 on the road against Washington. Not a big Michigan fan, but Mullings and Edwards in the backfield are a tough stop. Now, Will Rogers looking great for Washington, 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns, no picks. He's playing great, but he hasn't faced a defense like this Michigan team. And I think that Michigan's going to be able to help take away the pass game for Washington. I think Boston, obviously, as you see there, 30 catches, 412 yards, 7 touchdowns. He's going to be a tough stop. But I think that Michigan is going to be able to do it. I think they're going to be the more physical team in this game. I think they're going to dominate both lines of scrimmage. And I think that that's going to be the difference in the football game is that Michigan is just going to physically dominate Washington, just like they did last year, the national championship. Although this is two different teams this year, a lot of new players, I still think Michigan's going to be able to dominate those lines of scrimmage. And they're just going to be too physical. It's going to be Michigan's style of play, clock management, run the clock, pound the football. And I think that Michigan comes away with the win here late against Washington. So that wraps it up. Again, we have Oregon over 37.5 points, Pitt -3, Clemson -15, Miami -10.5, Nebraska -7, and Michigan +2.5. Those are Linc's locks for week 6. Make sure you guys go lock those in. Again, check out Parlay Play Fantasy Sports as well for player props and picks. There's a link down in the description. 100% deposit match on your first deposit, as well as $5 of free play just for signing up. So make sure you guys go check that out. We appreciate everybody watching. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Like and subscribe.